What is the future of leadership? What are the main challenges of being a manager or leader? Who is the leader of the future? Which abilities should the managers command in today's world? Answers to these questions help us to understand what it is to be a leader in today's global business environment. The first era we are going to look at is scientific management, also called Taylorism. It stretches from the 1890s to the middle of the 20th century. The key objective of this theory was to improve economic efficiency, which started in the production lines of the leading US factories. It was a way to apply science into the engineering and management. This required a level of managerial control over the employees in the workplace. The workers needed to specialise in very specific tasks in order to enhance efficiency. An overall increase in efficiency in the factories often led to a higher salary for the workers. However, there were considerable arguments claiming that this was a very one-sided form of work and resulted in unmotivated workers. The next era is the administrative management theory. One of the key influences in the theory was the French philosopher Henry Fayle. The theory differed from scientific management in the sense of having focus on increasing efficiency through managerial processes. In other words, the scientific management was task-orientated, whereas Fayle's principles was orientated on the management. Fayle's proclamations was that workers might indeed be motivated by more than just money. He also argued that equity in the treatment of workers. Fayle also stressed the importance and the practice of forecasting and planning in order to train management and improve workplace productivity.
Globalization, a word that we hear very often in today's world. But before exploring what is it to be a leader in today's global business environment, what does the term of globalization really mean?
What does the term of globalization mean to you?
Globalization for me is the world becoming more interconnected, and it's easier to communicate to other countries across the globe than it was before.
A wide range of new possibilities for people in different countries to receive new companies and knowledge, and also to show the world what they have.
I think it's the process of making the world easier to communicate and travel. So like everywhere is more connected than it was previously.
Globalization, outsourcing to China to get cheaper products.
I think the term globalization is used to describe a process of sharing ideas, information with new people in a quickly and an efficient way.
Being an exchange student and hanging out with you guys, we're all from different parts of the world, so we're kind of like a cultural melting pot.
For me, it's mean the global market and huge opportunity for the worldwide companies.
The first word that comes to mind is opportunity. Opportunity not just for the people, but to the countries and the enterprises and any initiative.
The countries getting a bit more together. The companies go outside the countries. It's easier to leave a country to communicate with another country. It's much easier to do everything like that.
It's the process of something getting spread all over the world, something becoming international.
Globalization covers a large number of aspects such as political, economic and cultural principles as well as social and international integrations. James Beckford provides a well-covering definition.
It is the growing frequency, volume and interrelatedness of cultures, commodities, information and people across both time and space.
Globalization supports international trade among countries that make them better off and provides them with a wider range of goods. Globalization is a concept that allows businesses to expand and succeed, but they can fail as well.
Firms often fail abroad, however, not because their strategy or structures necessarily were wrong, but because the operating plan may have been incomplete or executives were not well prepared for the assignment. A failure can come, for example, when executives are sent overseas and are not able to understand the new culture.
The cost of failure can be high, for example, in terms of lost contracts and sales. Globalisation is not limited to only large corporations, it also has an impact on people in their daily lives. The global manager will have to master more than concepts and theories, he or she will also have to command new skills. What is the most important ability for today's leaders and global managers?
In today's global business environment, I think that managers should be creative, innovative, open-minded, and responsible. Yeah.
The ability to connect informations together, because he needs to work in different countries with different people, so he needs to know different language, he needs to understand different people, he needs to put everything together so he will get the best of everything.
He has to be able to make people do things they wouldn't have imagined that they were able to.
Having the ability to delegate work and managing in a way that's suitable to the people that they have.
For me, I guess I would think the most important trait of a leader is to, I guess, earn the respect of your subordinates so they can always come to you with questions and answers and knowing that you'll be there to help them.
I think that a global leader should have at first an open mind to understand different aspects from different cultures and how to work with these aspects in the best way possible to build a strong team.
I think they can delegate well of the jobs and they get the best out of their workers.
I think a manager today should have the ability to learn and transfer knowledge in an organization.
Probably confidence, just confidence to change and break down the old time thinking and look to the future.
Paul Beamish identified a profile of effective managers and leaders consisting of 7 major abilities. Among other things, the global manager will need to have the ability to develop and use global strategic skills, the ability to manage change and transitions, the ability to manage cultural diversity, and be able to communicate and work with others.
What is it to be a manager in today's global business society? Managers have to be able to develop and use global strategic skills in an appropriate way. Global managers require a working knowledge of international relationships and foreign affairs, including global financial markets. Above all, managers must be sensitive to global imperatives in reaching strategic decisions.
There is a need to think globally, but also to adapt to local conditions in order to avoid the pitfalls of inappropriate standardization. For example, McDonald's sells beer in Germany and tropical shakes in Hong Kong, while Dunkin' Donuts sells cake donuts in the United States, but yeast donuts in Brazil. To use global strategic skills means to adapt to local preferences.
Global leaders must learn to implement different international business models and political systems. For example, the merger of the German company Daimler-Benz and the American company Chrysler meant that executives had to come to terms with dramatically different pay practices and regulatory environments.
Making change in the unstable global environment will be an unending challenge. Therefore, the ability to manage change in traditions is needed. Constant adjustments in the balance between global and local pressures under changing competitive conditions will contribute to the need for frequent reorganisation of resources, human networks, and technology. As difficult as these constant changes are to manage, the overall transition to global operations represent a difficult challenge in itself.
The effective global managers therefore need the skills to manage the transition from independence and dependence to interdependence, from control to coordination and cooperation, and from symmetry to differentiation.
Today's leaders face an environment characterized by constant changes that result in high uncertainty and unpredictability of the environment.
The pressure for global integration and local adoption each create tremendous uncertainties. While most managers shy away from these uncertainties, global leaders accept them and are invigorated by them.
Globalization can cause cultural challenges to arise because managers are dealing with such diverse groups of people. The cultural challenges managers face within their work environment can be extremely difficult, even for the most experienced managers. There are many challenges within culture, these being language barriers, different values and beliefs, mannerisms and customs. Here is an example of a language barrier occurring within the workplace. Here you can see a multicultural team within a workplace having a meeting regarding a consultancy project. Jan only moved from the Czech Republic 5 months ago and still has some difficulty speaking English. So Jan, we have a problem regarding the consultancy project for Tesco. They're wanting to know what your proposed action is for the time management issues facing their stock delivery.
We will provide a contract that will assure weekly delivery of all their suppliers at correct time. We suggest a meeting with all the Tesco suppliers to fix this issue.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that again?
We will provide a contract that will assure weekly delivery from all their suppliers at the correct time. We suggest a meeting with Tesco suppliers to fix this issue.
Look Jan, I'm really sorry, but you're going to need to talk up a bit more clearly. I can't hear anything that you're saying.
Když mi nerozumíte, je to úplně jasný.
Can you understand what he's saying?
Nei, jeg fikk ikke med meg noen ting, dessverre. Det var noe med en kontrakt, og så var det...
Managers and members of multicultural teams are faced with the challenges of how to access and utilise individual members and strengths, while at the same time minimising coordination losses from communication problems, language differences, varying working styles and misunderstandings. In an online survey, readers of Fast Company magazine were asked to indicate which is the more essential to business success 5 years from now, skills in using the internet or social skills. 72% selected social skills compared to 28% for internet skills. This indicates that social skills are crucial for managers to be able to communicate and work with others efficiently.
To do so effectively, we require multilingual skills and high levels of cross-cultural awareness and sensitivity. Sensitive communications will also build trust and strong corporate culture emphasizing shared global value systems.
Leadership is a relationship between those who aspire to lead and those who choose to follow. And at the heart of a relationship is trust. Without trust, you cannot lead.
In a recent PricewaterhouseCoopers study on corporate innovation in companies listed on the Financial Times 1000, the researchers reported that the trust was the #1 differentiator between the top 20% of companies and the bottom 20%.
Leaders need to be humble, admitting that they do not always have the answers themselves is very important. Saying "I don't know" is often the beginning of a powerful discussion.
The ability to work effectively with other people and in teams will be therefore critical to the success implementation of a global strategy.
As we have seen, many have changed since the globalization captured the world. A wide range of aspects of leadership and various skills, abilities, as well as challenges for managers in today's globalized business environment have been introduced. We have provided important clues about how do leaders in the 21st century can maintain or even increase their shelf life. Those who can foresee the challenges and respond to them confidently and creatively will have a huge competitive advantage over those who hide their heads in the sand or remain indifferent.